Please note that this worm factory was operated at the optimum temperatures and was started with a pound of red wiggler worms. Results will vary depending on the food, temperature, and the amount of worms used. Here we have our worm factory that's been working for about 2 weeks. Notice the nice mix of solid food and soil. This is a great sign that the worms have acclimated to the environment and the food is beginning to compost. Let's take a closer look at the food in the bin. In addition to our worm bedding, which included core, shredded paper, and cardboard, quite a bit of food has been added to this bin. Here we have a piece of pineapple skin and some leftover cucumber. Here we found a solid chunk of lettuce base, and as you can see, this is very hard and will take quite a while to compost. Here's a chunk of pineapple and some tomato that were put in yesterday. They feel pretty soft and should be decomposed in just a few weeks. This large squash peel is a little large for the worms. I'm going to tear this up so that it can decompose faster. A lot of this dark crumbly compost is from food that's been decomposed already. If you remember from stage 1, we started with just a small amount of bedding. All of the paper we started with is gone and has become a part of the compost. All organic matter is made up of substantial amounts of carbon and nitrogen. The fastest way to produce rich compost is to maintain the right ratio of carbon to nitrogen. If you have too much nitrogen, your bin will become too wet and will also produce smelly anaerobic bacteria. If you have too much carbon, your bin will dry out and the decomposition process will slow down. An easy way to understand how food can be balanced is to think of waste in 2 categories: greens and browns. Green foods contain a large amount of nitrogen, whereas brown foods have a higher amount of carbon. Balancing the types of foods in your worm factory will help maintain optimum performance, and it will help to keep your worms happy and healthy. Some foods that have a high carbon count are peanut shells, shredded paper, corn stalks, or shredded cardboard. Some foods that have a high nitrogen count are coffee grounds, vegetable scraps, fruit, or even seaweed. For a more detailed list, please refer to your manual. Waste for your worm factory can come from just about anywhere. Old kitchen scraps, leftovers from the refrigerator, or even fallen leaves from outside can be an excellent source of food for your worm factory. When adding food, cutting or blending will help the waste to decompose faster. The rule is, the smaller the food, the faster it will decompose. Another way to speed up the decomposition process is to bury the food when you put it in. This will also help to reduce fruit flies. While everything will compost, the largest consideration is time. Some foods you should avoid adding into your worm factory are dairy products, meats, grass clippings, or citrus products. In addition to slowing down the composition process, these products can be harmful to your worms by drastically altering the temperature or introducing highly acidic substances. As you continue to use your worm factory, management and awareness will become your largest allies in knowing what food you should put in.